Okay, I'm going to show you how much I like these Schlage combination keypad lever doorknobs. I use them in my office on the front door and the back door. And so this is my real estate company office. And I'm going to replace the one on the back door because it has gone bad. I checked the battery, but there's something that is not operating properly, and it's just worth it for us just to change it out real quick. I don't know if it's serviceable. So anyway, that's a little bit of a disappointment, but it gets heavy wear and tear. We use it a lot. So take a look. I'm going to show you how I install this lock. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to change out or install a new one. So if you had a doorknob, I'm going to show you where I took this off in a minute. This is the one that's not operable. I'm changing it out with the new one that I got, and I'm going to put it on this exterior door. And you can see it's just a normal doorknob opening. I'll show you all the parts, and I'll show you step by step how I install this. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with all the packaging and the unboxing, but the key components of this lock is the front of the lock, which goes on the exterior, and I'll show how that that goes together with the other components. That goes in the door. That's the latch, basically. There is a plate, and this is a very important piece, and I'll show you how that gets attached. And then this is the interior of the door with a lever to lock or unlock it. Keep it always locked or always unlocked. So always locked, then you will need to access the keypad from the exterior to access it. Comes with one key. This set comes with one key. I thought it had more than one key, but the box was open at Home Depot, so maybe it was a return and maybe there was a key, an extra key that's missing. I'm not sure. And then this is very important. These codes are very important. And I'll talk about that, and I'm going to go through that in detail in another video because it's very tedious, somewhat tedious, and very specific. So I'm going to do another video on those codes and how to use them, how to get this set up the first time. But this video I'm going to show you about installing the lock. And then it comes with a few other things, including a 9-volt battery and some other hardware, and some screws are in here. So that's it. Those are all the components, and I'll show you a step-by-step of installing this. Okay, so I took the package apart with the battery, and it turns out in another bag there were a few pieces. So there's a strike plate that will be installed. There are the screws to install the strike plate and also the cover plate of the lock itself. There is this. I'm not sure if it's needed on every door, but I'll take a look at this when I install it and let you know. And then this is an important piece at the initial installation. I don't recall needing to use this after it's installed, and I forget what it's used for, but I'm going to find out and show you exactly what this piece is used for. Okay, I found out what the pin wrench is for. This is the pin wrench, and I just tried it out. It does work the way it's supposed to. You may not need to do this on your doorknob, but obviously when the keypad is attached to the exterior of the door, you want the lever going towards the door, not towards the jamb, which will be right here. So this one is comes in the box for the direction of the doorknob that I need the lever to go in for my door. But I'm going to show you both of these. The interior and the exterior has a hole right there on the side, and I'm going to demonstrate this with the interior section, but they both work the same way. This is just a little bit easier to handle for the video. So you can see that hole right there, and I'm just going to push this pin in the hole, and there's a spring in there, and this makes the lever, this allows the lever to be removed, and you could turn the lever 180 degrees and then reattach it for a door that needs the lever to go the other way on both sides. And then this just goes right back in place and it's attached. So you may not need this, but if you do, now you know what this is for and how to use it. So the first part that you want to install is the latch, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And this is an optional piece that may need to be inserted into the door. I don't think mine needs it, but you may need it for your project, so just pay special attention to this. This may be required for your door, and I'll show you where it goes in just a second. Okay, so the latch is super easy to open, to install, and you just insert it and screw it down with the 2 screws. Just make sure it's the right direction so that when the strike plate hits it, this gets inserted into it. If you do it the opposite way, it's not going to close. So anyway, just take a look at which direction it needs to be installed in, and even if you did it wrong, you'll quickly find out that you did it wrong. I don't have any power tools, so I am going to speed this up and get this done. Okay, so that's installed, and you can see the unit in there, the latch inside, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so the 2 pieces now is the exterior section of the doorknob, the door lever, and this plastic plate which goes on the interior. And this is which holds the 9-volt battery will be inserted in here. And this is the wiring for the electronics that gets connected to the exterior section where the keypad is that makes the unit function. Now, this screw is very important. This is, I don't know what you want to call it, but temporarily this screw will go through a hole where there's plastic tabs on here and hold the doorknob in place. So I'll show you what I mean. Oh, and by the way, this wire needs to go underneath the latch. So you slide that in there so that it's underneath the latch, and it should go right in there. And you can see that. Coming out right here, and again, it is underneath the latch. It's a very important point. And then this has a hole in it where this wire goes through on the side. So insert it through that hole, which is right there, and then slide this on, and that screw, yeah, there it goes. So that screw that I mentioned that was attached to the other section is now holding this plastic plate in place, and conversely, this is kind of holding it in place. So it's secure enough for you to go on to the next step of the installation. So I'm on my iPad now. My phone ran out of power. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you some detail about this wire. I need to get in there close because of the lighting for you to see this well. Okay, so I'm on my iPad, and like I said, I think the resolution, not the resolution, but the size of the video may have changed. But anyway, the wire that came through here from the exterior, attached to the exterior keypad, gets attached to this wire where eventually the 9-volt battery will be, this will be attached to the 9-volt battery, but there is a fitting there. So you just need to join these 2 fittings. And I'm going to put the iPad down and show you how I do that. And the light is what it is. So, but you get the idea. When you take a look at it, when you're installing this, you should be able to do what I'm about to show you. Okay, so I am going to attach this. It's going to be hard for you to see the details, but just make sure it goes the right way. It will only go together one way. And then once they're attached, there's a channel back here that you can figure out how to tuck the wires in there. There's several ways that I have done this on different units. I don't know if there's one way that is the perfect way, but basically you want to tuck those wires into that channel and have the part that's attached to the battery to be accessible. So I'm going to work on this and get them in there. It just takes a little bit of finagling to do it, but it will go right in there. Okay, so by the way, in the process of doing this, you may close the door. You don't have the doorknob installed. There is a square piece, and just take a pair of pliers and you can turn that, and you can unlatch the door to get outside. So I'm going to show you this wire closer up. Let me get situated and I'll be right back. Okay, so this wire now has been attached here. I'm going to probably take a close-up picture of here because I know the lighting is bad. I have bright sun out here, and I'm not sure how well this is going to be shown. But that connection point for the wires, I just had to put it in where in this channel where it's supposed to go. And you'll see that when you're installing it, but you just want to make sure those wires are out of the way. And then, of course, this end will be attached to the battery, which will go down in this slot in just a minute. I'll show you, and this will be connected to the battery. So super easy, but you just have to finagle a little bit with these wires. Okay, so we're almost finished actually installing the doorknob. Programming it will be a separate video, but first you want to install the 9-volt battery, and super easy to do that. Just plug it up to the wire and insert it into this bracket, if you will, or this placeholder for the battery. Make sure the wires are out of the way, and then take the back cover plate. Now, important thing here is that the top of this has a flat, the back of this latch to lock and unlock the door has a flat piece, and that flat piece has to align with the flat piece on this bracket. And so it's just very easy to do that. Just take a look. So it's horizontal. Make sure it's oriented the right way, so that flat piece is oriented with that. Slide this cover plate, this back latch on there, and it looks like I've got a wire just a little bit. There it goes. So it's in place. I just have to attach these wires. I won't bore you with that. I'll speed up the video to do that, and then we'll finish this video up. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I don't have any power tools with me. So now it should work. You see that is opening the latch when I turn the lever, but on this side, it does not turn the lever. So you would need to enter the code now in order to engage the latch so that you can enter from the exterior. Alternatively, you can turn this lock vertically, and that should engage this side, which engages both of them together. So you can leave it in this position, and the door is unlocked, just functioning as an unlocked door all the time. And then when you want to lock the door, it disengages, and then anybody from the exterior would have to punch in the code to get through. So anyway, that's it for this video. That's the installation, and I'm going to make another video on how to program the code. It's a little bit tedious. The first time I did it, it was confusing, but I think my video will be easier to follow than the written instructions. Okay, so one last word on this before I get to the programming video. You will need the programming code. That's very important. So you'll want to save this programming code for your lock in a safe place. You may want to take a picture of yours, save it on your phone. You may want to write it down or type it into a database, save it on your computer, put this in a safe place. Have some various backups so you can get to that programming code. So in the future, if you want to add codes, you can do that. But I forgot that it actually comes with some user codes already programmed into it. So I'm going to demonstrate how this works. So right now, it's latched. It's not engaged with the latch, so I cannot open the door at all. When I punch in the code, this one is 5365. 65. You can hear it click. It engages, and it stays engaged for, well, there it goes, just got disengaged. So maybe 5 seconds or something like that. So just in one continuous process, enter the code, open the door. It's very easy and seamless. Okay, so it's raining out. I'm going to do the programming code video later or inside when I'm not standing out here in the rain. But I did want to mention it is difficult to do this with the instructions. The instructions on how to do this on one side of the page, and then the label where you need the programming code is on the opposite side. And if you try to turn it the same way, one of them is upside down to the other. So it's very cumbersome the first time you do it. So you may want to write down that programming code right there where the instructions are. But if you follow my instructions, this will be very easy.